Welcome, everybody. And yeah, so now what playbooks are everybody thinking about? I know some discussion a little bit earlier on the Hangouts chat. It seemed like there was some overlap with a couple of them, though, right?
Yeah, the sheath you said might not be the best choice, so I kind of dropped that off of my short list.
Well, the sheath is something that I'm playing with as like any of your characters could have a sheath, and then when you go into the sheath and do combat and all that stuff, then you would have that separate playbook to work with. I'm still deciding if it should be a standalone playbook that someone just takes and they're the sheath, or if it's like a Evangelion thing where like you have the sheath playbook and when you go into your Eva, then you use the playbook. And it's just a separate sort of like mini game that you can play or to not have in your fiction at all. So yeah, I'm still trying to decide on that. But yeah, that is my mecha playbook. So that's a big departure too. Now there's a mecha. So I know that the only one that seemed like it wasn't contested was Alex, you're picking Clipper, and I don't think anyone else had picked that, right?
I'm not sure, but I'm willing to fight someone for it.
Okay.
Of course, they would be you murderer.
All right. So there you go. One down. Unless there's going to be a fight, and then I'll bust out Burning Wheels Duel of Wits, and we'll see what happens.
Oh my god.
We'll have the decision.
Yeah.
I was in on the fight until you said Duel of Wits. I'm out now. I never have enough of a body of argument so no.
Yep. So I think the one that was the most chosen, I think, was Sparrow, right? I think like 3 people had that in a list.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I'm looking right now. Oh, that's right. Lauren did say Sparrow, and then Steve said Shepherd, Link, and Clipper.
But I wasn't going to fight for the Clipper, so.
Oh, you did say Clipper.
And Alex said the Clipper's pitching on a spiritual level, but she could swing for Sparrow. But Alex is out because she fought an uncontested fight and got what she wanted. Just okay with me.
Story of my life.
Yeah, that's how you do.
I'm kidding.
Steve, do you still prefer Shepherd over?
I still find Shepherd interesting, yes. I would also consider Custodian, which I know no one has looked at.
Custodian, that's also be like a janitor of mind.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was writing it, I was like, how could I make a space janitor?
One of the moves is take out the trash. It's pretty awesome. I like it. No, you and Lauren both had Shepherd first.
They were not in order of any sort, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shepherd.
Lauren, since you're more familiar with the setting, what would you like to play?
Oh, so I have like character concepts in mind for all of the 3 that I picked. So it kind of depends upon how sad you want me to be. I was sad, like as in sad characters, because in the previous sessions of the Veil, my character had a romance with someone, so I thought that would be interesting for the Shepherd to sort of transpose that relationship onto the vessel in a kind of creepy, sad way. For the Linker, my character also got involved in like some subversive rebellion involving lots of knitting. And so I think the Linker would be interesting as someone who tracks people to have access to the aesthetic playbook that is based around finding like subversive culture to really like revel in it, and then now you have this Linker that might be trying to find subversive culture to like rat it out and get rid of it. So I think that would also be kind of sad to twist that hope and rebellion into like, no, I'm just gonna come and find you and kill you, you bunch of knitters. And then the Sparrow, I find that Sparrow would be the more optimistic of the 3, since my character was also about unlocking everyone's potential and inspiring people through art to find their voice. And I kind of like the sparrow would lend itself to that. So that's sort of my general feeling on the three. I'm happy with all of them. They're all really cool.
I loved Rich's face when you were talking about knitting. It's like
Rich's face.
Massive consternation.
Knitting.
Yeah.
Yeah. She you know, like this yarn knot bomb? It's like when people leave bits of knitting on poles and fences and stuff. I was doing that, but in the Vale.
Yeah,
I knit Alex a scarf made of joy.
she's a punk weaver. So mechanically though, she was the aesthetic, which is like think Skinner, where they like can have like an art form that they use to get their way, except that her chosen art form was like knit bobs. So yeah. I think it's something that you had to be there for, maybe. So yeah, I would say well, what's your top choice, Lauren?
Oh, geez. Depends on how much knitting you want. I think if I'm the sparrow, there's going to be a lot of references to knitting. So, but no, I'm genuinely happy with all of them.
Okay.
Which is like super not helpful.
Well,
I think maybe Shepherd or Sparrow over the Linker.
Okay. Steve, what's your top choice? Now that clipper's been ripped from you.
That's fine. I actually like Linker as the concept. I don't have any.
Circle back to Shepherd.
I don't have much to go with it, but that's the one I like the most.
Linker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Rich?
Tell me a little bit more about the mirror.
The mirror is like kind of a Bene Gesserit of space, basically.
Don't know what that means.
Have you never seen Dune? Or read
Didn't
it?
really stick with me. I saw it a long ass time ago.
Okay, well, their main thing for the mirror is kind of thiefy. They can like wear a disguise, except it's like they become the other person, right? They rearrange their structure to reflect somebody else. And let's see, what are your other moves? Yeah, it's kind of got like a Skinner thing, except that you also have a disguise action going on.
Do I need to knit?
No, you don't need to.
Okay.
Knit.
Okay.
I mean, I think the knitting is so esoteric that I don't think it'll ever come up again in the Vale. I think like we were all quite surprised that there was knitting, I think.
I think you're getting knit threats right now in the chat.
Yeah. Well, I could be wrong. Maybe I'll listen to an AP in a couple months and there'll be more aesthetics knitting hard. But
sure, I'll give a shot with the mirror. It sounds a little bit like the cuckoo in a way, which is neat.
Yeah, kind of. It's got a little bit of Skinner stuff in it.
Yeah, I saw the White Rabbit piece is very Skinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And okay, so we've got a mirror, a clipper, a linker, and then Lauren has to make a decision.
No, I was hoping someone else would make the decision for me. Fuck. Oh man, I totally had like ideas in mind for taking all of the dreaming moves for the sparrow and then be like, there's yarn everywhere. But maybe I won't.
Right.
Oh, jeez. Oh man. Okay. Oh jeez. Okay, I'll just go with the shepherd.
Okay. Okay. Remember, you like part of the Veil too in all of its iterations is you have like a lot of flexibility because you can take moves from other playbooks as well, right? And there's a lot of playbooks, so don't write it off completely if something in another playbook is what you're interested in. And let me also get you. Dang it. Here we go. Okay. Put that in here. So here's playbooks for the Veil proper as well, just in case we need them in the future. Okay, so next question. Let's see. We've got Shepherd, who is like a navigator, essentially, right? We've got a Clipper that is pretty like fighty, basically. We've got a Linker who's mostly about like finding things, right? And a Mirror that is kind of like a disguisey, not really a thief, but kind of a thief. So, in terms of your guys's jam for what you guys want this fiction to be about, did you guys give any thought to if you guys wanted it to be like how sci-fi do you guys want it to be? Do you guys want to be on like a future Earth? Do you want to be on a colony? Do you want to be on a ship? Do you what were you thinking?
I think a Mars colony would be fun. Kind of the Red Planet vibe.
Sure.
See a little bit from like Total Recall, not the remake.
No, the remake. I didn't mind the remake.
Me either. That's exactly what's wrong with it. I didn't mind it.
Yeah. Snap. Okay. Okay.
Now the little hand phone, that was dope. And like sticking it up against glass and seeing a screen, super cool.
Yeah, but my Minority Report already did that.
It was a little different though, wasn't it?
A little bit.
I mean, Minority Report had the digital manipulation like a mouse, and I really like that. But in this one, if I remember, like they like literally stuck their hand up to a glass screen and became a view screen. So I'll shut up.
No, yeah, I like that. It was cool. Okay, so are people down with like a foreign colony? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Alex,
that.
Yeah. Lauren? Oh, that was easy. I like it. Cool. So I'll let you guys do your character creation thing then. Has everybody used the Roll20 sheets? I find that they're a little not like I think they're fairly intuitive, but they don't work exactly like all the other Roll20 sheets. So if you have questions, then let me know.
Yeah, marking the states, those little ticks, that's an important part of it. I noticed that the new playbooks aren't in here, but that shouldn't be a big deal, right? We can just, it's all a whole lot of copy paste anyway, so it's not big.
It was always copy and pasting moves, yeah. Exactly. And Steve, have you used Roll20 before?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just grab character 2. Oh, okay, they're all going anyway. So good. They're all gone. Yep.
The stat spread, is it higher than previous?
Is it? It should be the same.
I just asked because I was trying to min max and win the game, and I looked at Laura's character and she doesn't have a 2, so.
Oh, really?
QU the apparatus. Oh, that's an old character, I guess, right? Here's QU the aesthetic. Okay.
Oh yeah, on the sheet it should be. It's 21100 minus 1.
Right.
So Q. Oh yeah, that is strange. Lauren, you hampered yourself in the previous game, I guess.
Yeah.
You did put a 2 in anything. Gave yourself an extra 0.
That explains so much.
Some of the rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be the same stat spread. So Steve, you can assign the modifiers 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, minus 1 to any of the states there, and you can do it with any kind of justification that you want, but just know that obviously things tend to go your way when you put the higher stat in a specific emotion. So if they're going to be acting a specific way most often, which would be like their default state, then I would probably put a higher number in it than lower, unless you're looking for this seems to not like go your way potentially using that emotion, which is kind of like a good yardstick.
I was gonna say, unless you're looking to fail a lot, right?
Yeah, which some people create their character that way first by putting their negative stats in the things that they think would be the most interesting emotional outcome. So it is a way to do it, but I would probably work your way from their default state out and placing the higher numbers in a descending order. I should also give you guys a Pinterest. I make Pinterest boards for everything, so if you need inspiration or anything,
Please.
Only 2 moves? Fraser.
or what?
Only 2 moves? That's all I get? Damn
Well,
it.
you missed the part where you could take 2 moves from any other playbook as well.
Yeah, but I'd like the but damn these.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll be uncovering some answers, so then you'll get some more. Or you'll fail a lot, and then you'll really get a lot of moves. Now when
You
I
learned in
play,
the last 2 games, the only move you ever need is probe.
yeah, there was a lot of interpersonal drama in the previous game, so people were using probe a lot on each other. Oh, here's some red planet picture.
Boy, there's some serious mecha pictures in this Veil Inheritance Pinterest board.
Yeah. It is an incomplete board, but there.
No, it's all good. I was just fascinated, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. I think there'd be more like red planet colony stuff on Pinterest than there is. Or I'm just bad at searching.
Could be both.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some decent stuff. A lot of astronaut action. Okay. And as far as tying each character to one another. The obligation questions are pretty much like are going to say that you know each other in some ways, but in terms of what you guys are thinking, do you guys want to be like a team of people or what? Freelancers that have worked together before, or a specific team that always works together?
What do we do?
Well, it seems like from your playbook moves and stuff like that, I'm thinking that you would be like a squad of people that let's see, we've got a navigator, a killer, basically. A person that finds other people. Thing. And you're on a, I don't know, so what do you guys think? What is the most interesting thing that you're thinking when you're making your character? What would be the most interesting things for you guys to want to do with these playbooks together? On a colony, I could see like you could be like a team of kind of like altered carbon envoys, right? Who are a specialized team that gets sent in to look for specific people. It could be like a mission type thing going on each time. Let's see. And I should get better glasses. Keep having to lean in. Yeah, I would think like you guys would be kind of like, I don't know, a spec ops team, like a black bag special operations thing possibly, or it could even just be like you're like people that settled on this colony and then for now are like have worked together but haven't formed a team yet or something like that. Do people want to be doing the fiction as though you are a specific team of people like that? Like what frame do you guys want to have? Do you want to have like a Section 9 team based, mission based thing going on for these series or what?
I'm waiting on feedback from the others. I'm still absorbing everything.
Sure. Yeah, well,
a team of people that do a thing sounds pretty good to me.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a whole lot. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm also down for some teamwork. I like the whole dynamic of like, no matter how much we like each other, we have to stick together just because.
Because you're like working on this team together. You have to find a way to like each other.
I was gonna say, the teamwork thing is gonna last like 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Well,
before.
We'll see how antagonistic you are. I don't generally get the. Well, I guess you're making your characters now, so we'll see. What are you thinking, Rich?
I'm good with team.
Yeah, like it could be even like a Mass Effect thing, right? Where we have like the elusive man sending you to be doing specific things. Alex is all about the elusive men.
I mean, obviously I'm good at tracking things down, so.
Yeah, that's your thing. And Alex is good at killing them.
So many flashbacks right now.
Let me see.
Are we on Mars? Or somewhere else?
It could be Mars or a different colony. I like the idea of the red planet, though. Some
Okay.
foreign environment like that.
How long has the colony been set up?
Yeah. What are people thinking? Do you guys want it to be like a mega city on the colony, or the early days of settlement, or what? Like a wild, wild west red planet?
I like Mega City 1 on Mars myself. That sounds kind of cool, but I'm flexible. I'm just throwing stuff out.
Alex, Lauren, big mega city on the red planet.
I like megacities.
Yeah, sounds good.
I can dig it. Be like so similar to the first town we played in with like all the dust.
Oh yeah, the Blade Runner-ish thing going on. Yeah.
It's nice parallels going.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this is going to end the way it started. Death in a hailstorm.
It's all very cyclical. Mm-hmm.
So 2 from another playbook, like one of the older, like Core Veil playbooks. Is that right?
Yeah, Core Veil or Cascade. Let me get you that as well. So what I'm thinking for it is the 2 moves that you're taking. You'll choose like, well, basically you would choose like a different playbook and take 2 moves from that one, and that would be the like genetic memory that lives within you, right? That reinforces the character concept that you're wanting to have. And like that. Did you see Cascade yet, Rich?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. Let me find it. Okay. So let's see. The from Cascade, the aesthetic and the telepresence was used by Alex and Lauren before. If you're looking at moves from that as well. You could always like select the 2 other moves that you want for your like genetic memories as something that you choose later on too, once you get like a handle on the fiction and where we're going with it and stuff, so you don't have to choose right now. Would that be better?
Actually, I have a question for Steve. You said your Valentine the Linker is really good at hunting people down. Is that right?
People or things. He's good at finding things. Why do you ask?
Because I was looking at the OG playbooks and remembered that I had played an Honor Bound a few times, and I thought it would be interesting to play a reflection of them. And they have a move called Art of the Pursuit that is pretty good at that, but I don't want to double dip. And that's okay with me. I'm just trying to figure it out.
I mean, that could partially dictate what we go after too. You know, if you had that, you know, a similar ability that puts us more towards those kind of missions or those kind of tasks.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna do that.
We got like a navigator.
Is everybody else done? Am I basically holding us up?
I'm still flailing.
Good.
Me too.
What I'm thinking is, so we've got like a mega city on Mars, based on the playbooks and their like functions. It looks like you'd be like not retrieving people, but probably killing them since you've got a clipper.
I thought a clipper was like a ship. I thought we rode in them. Is that, did I misunderstand?
Yeah,
No, that's not what the Shepard's going to be interfacing with. Well, maybe.
What?
Nothing. Making some word association jokes.
Okay. Is the clipper being a ship a joke thing?
The clipper was a ship. Then that would be something the Shepherd could, work with.
Okay. Yeah.
Shepherd.
Okay.
I'm going for another set of emo questions, so you ready?
Set of emo questions?
Yeah, the absolution from Honorbound.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting, and I was just recently thinking about this vis-a-vis Monster Hearts and like taking a move from another skin, and the way that Monster Hearts is so tightly, like every skin is so, all the moves are such a tight part of what that skin's about that if you're not in that skin, picking one of those moves feels weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
And I was just looking at the Honor Bound, and like Honor and Bound are great for the Honor Bound, but why would you take Bound all by itself? Like, give me a job to do? Like, but we just said we got a job to do, so
yeah.
it was something I was thinking about. Okay, I'm getting close to done.
Mm-hmm.
Except for, everything.
Yeah.
What are the questions now? What is that?
Let me see. For the obligation questions?
Well, underneath states it says questions.
Oh, yeah, so that's the change from beliefs to questions. So that'll be stuff that you'll want to be figuring out in the fiction, the answers to it, but we don't have any fiction yet, so just leave it blank for now, I think.
So I'm not behind. That's what you're saying? Okay. Good,
not behind.
I think I've filled everything in.
Oh, yeah, wow. Even the amended section?
I don't know what that is.
If you look at the top left.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's just an option that you choose. It looks intimidating, but it's not. It's something.
I like
something.
How you...
What? Alex?
Oh, me.
What was it, Alex?
What parts are we taking over from our old characters? Like, we're taking all of the moves, or are you picking two of the same as them? Or?
Yeah, when you roll over a character, that'll just be your genetic memory.
Right, so we take everything.
Yeah, well, I would just leave it in your previous character, right? Well, yeah, I guess you could move it over.
Wait, is it two or is it everything? I'm confused. Is it two moves or is it everything?
Well, it's their moves from their previous character. Because they're bringing a character over, right?
Okay. So they get more moves?
Well, I don't know. How many moves do you guys have?
A lot.
Do you?
Let me have a look. Practically every improvement I took was to get more moves.
Oh, really? Okay. I might have to come up with a procedure for this then.
I think I have 6, but like 2 of them are related to the apparatuses. learning about feelings moves.
Hmm.
I have
That
6 too.
Okay. Why don't we stick with 2 moves from previous playbooks, and then you guys can use improvements to unlock more from your previous playbook too. But I think starting out with like an additional 6 moves would be a lot. Right? So just I think 2 from a previous playbook, and then you can make that genetic memory that's like, struggling within you, the previous character that you had. And if you want, you can use your improvements to get more of those moves. But yeah. Because I think having like 8 moves to begin with would be a lot. Because you'd have the starting one from your playbook, choose a move from this playbook, and then your previous moves as well, right? So pick the 2 that you think would be the thing that reinforces your playbook concept and what it was that like the drive of like your character, basically. So if you're the clipper, choose moves that help you be a clipper, and that would make sense in the fiction since they're genetically modifying you to perform a specific function, and they would give you these things to make you better at that purpose.
Where does the amended get recorded on the character?
Yeah, I would just put it in notes because there's no section on the Roll20 because it's based just on the veil. Maybe Cascade too for Nucky. And so that's another way that you get XP in this game is by choosing your amended section thing. It's basically just like choosing a key, I think. That would be a good allegory.
Nice.
Now, I'll see if I can hack the Roll20 sheet for next time. I'm okay at doing it, but Which moves did you choose, Alex?
I went for Thing Speak because that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And Wrench in the Gears.
Okay. And Lauren?
I'm kind of eyeing up Literacy of the Heart because I think I was thinking that'll be sad as hell when I perform Literacy of the Heart on my vessel.
Yeah, okay.
And then I was maybe thinking Antiquity of the Soul as well, but I am not settled on either.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or Pulse of the City, but I think Pulse of the City is like a bit too micro for our colony setting. I don't know.
Well, that's the one that's finding like a counterculture within a space, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big city. You would think that there'd be lots of people and cultures and stuff. I think that, do whatever you think is interesting.
Cool. Maybe I would.
Yeah. You just need to find the knitters wherever you are, right?
Sorry, Rich.
I think Moses done. I hesitate to say.
And what did you choose for your amended thing, your key or whatever?
I chose, mostly in opposition to Gonna Be Sad, or maybe to cue it up, I chose the amended of to better know someone you are close with in order to help them.
Oh, nice. Man, Pinterest is being annoying. Oh, yeah, that's cool. This kind of looks neat as a mega city thing on a planet, perhaps. Do you guys think the mega city is like is it like a Coruscant colony thing, or is the mega city just like half a continent, a few cities conjoined? What do you think the scale is?
I like the idea of a few cities, like maybe super Los Angeles, just because I want some variety of landscapes.
Yeah, I want landscape. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I do like the idea of like building up, and like multiple layers worth of city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a dust cloud line, and everything beneath that is beneath the notice of the authority. Everything above it is pristine.
Kind of like Fifth Element-y.
Yes, Fifth Element. You know my reference well.
How's everybody else doing on characters?
I think I'm good to go.
Yeah. What was your amended section choice?
It was a tough choice, but I figured I'd stay true and go for allow programmed instincts to kill to take over.
Allow what?
Allow programmed instincts to kill to take over.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely a killer. Okay. Sounds good.
Or do I want to go for the data one? Oh, so tough. Roll so good.
Wish there was more Fifth Element concept art. And how are you doing, Lauren? Good.
I think I actually am done.
Oh, okay. And what's your amended?
I Going back to the kind of apparatus-y feeling, I went with be unable to reciprocate emotionally with a person, only through compliments with a vessel. So this is going to be like way out of my comfort zone.
Okay. And interesting with Rich's one too. Rich will be making an effort and he'll be like, I can't.
I was like, yes, me and Rich are going to have so many good sad scenes about miscommunication and feelings and
Yay! This sounds great. I'm very much a fan of this.
yay.
Yeah. Hmm. So many scenes about miscommunication. Yeah. And Steve, how are you doing?
I think I'm mostly done except for the questions.
Oh, the ones below states?
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about that yet. We'll figure that out when we get our fiction going and we
Okay.
Yeah. Because those are things that you want answered in the fiction and about the world, and we don't have any fiction yet, so
Okay.
that will be difficult.
And my amended statement is treat the unenhanced as second-tier citizens.
Nice, very cyberpunk.
Linkers aren't, really party people,
Yeah.
Under gear, the automatic kinetic shotgun, which I took, is 3 harm, but what would the other tags be for it?
Oh, does it just say that?
It just says, 3 harm, but it didn't flesh out the remaining.
Three harm, but doesn't it? It says 3 harm, close, indiscreet, loud reload for the kinetic shotgun, right?
If you say so. It doesn't say so on the version that I'm looking at.
Oh,
Did you maybe update it
maybe.
last week or two?
Like from the link that I just posted, right?
I did not download the one you just posted.
Okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I
Okay.
relinked
I'll
it
look
then,
at the latest one.
it must have been updated then, yeah.
No problem.
Good thing I put it in then, I guess. Yeah, so basically with the kinetic shotgun, the drawbacks is like you can't really hide it. It's very loud and you got to reload it. But it's a boomstick. It'll hurt people pretty good. Alex, do you want to introduce your character then?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So, I am playing Rel the Clipper. Going through the look tags. So it's the femme flashwear, which I imagine is like regular coat jeans with like neon instead, all bright and lit up. Magnets instead of zips, because it's the future.
Well, is flashware too? I think it could do that too as well, but I think I'm pretty sure I put that in because flashware is like an actual thing now where if you have it encoded or not encoded, like sewn into your coats and stuff like that, what happens is when a camera looks at you, it actually scrambles the camera's feed somehow. I read an article about it where like it just like messes with surveillance in whatever way, like it can't process it, so you become like a flash, literally.
Nice.
So
I like it.
And it's a real thing. I did not make it up.
I looked up some of the other wares and I couldn't find any Google results, so I was like, what is Fraser on?
Yeah. Hey, come up with looks for 20 plus playbooks, okay? Some will be reaching, I know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Went for Heartless Face, And in a throwback, I figured there'd be like a spider tattoo or mark, like on the throat.
Okay.
Not like anything there, but just a nice image.
Okay.
Definite eyes, like very stern looking, always glaring at everything. Sinuous body and Caucasian.
Okay.
For the amended move, I took allow programmed instincts to take over when I'm in a fight or flight situation.
Okay.
And
what was their name again?
Rel.
Rel?
Rel. R-I-L. We're going to take Abril and take the ab off.
Oh, okay. Rel. Okay.
Oh, and from the previous campaign thing was a Catabolist and Telepresence. And I took over 2 Catabolist moves.
Okay. Oh, yeah, like the Things Speak one and Wrench in the Gears you said, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I can talk to objects and am good at finding vulnerabilities in mechanical and cybernetic systems.
Okay. And do you have any like peripheral thoughts about their like, disposition and like I don't know, any other information about the character at all? Like
oh yeah, personality.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the depths of their soul, but I feel like on the surface they're definitely very like cold and judgmental to everyone.
Cold and judgmental. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. And we don't need to do cybernetics. We'll do obligation questions once everybody's introduced. So next in my little hangout list is Lauren.
Sorry, like I have so many tabs open, I lost you guys for a second.
Okay.
So I'm Maxim, but you can call me Max for short. Her look is empirical wear, so I was thinking kind of like military future-esque kind of
like clean lines,
like with a little bit, yeah, clean lines, like a little bit. I also was thinking like English punk rock a little bit. I don't know, like with a little bit of edge in there, but mostly clean lines.
Okay.
I went with
It's
Vitruvian face. Oh yeah,
it's a groovy. What?
Vitruvian.
Oh, Vitruvian. Yeah. Okay. I was like, that makes more sense than groovy face.
Mostly because I like the word Vitruvian. So I guess she's like very marble-esque bone structure. Also like hard lines on the face as well, I suppose. Golden eyes and a winding body. And I think in terms of personality, I don't want to say like psychopath, but I'm getting like a little bit of that kind of like sociopathic, like she can't connect with people emotionally. She can only find a level of like human comfort from her vessel kind of thing. So also kind of like confident, a bit brash, and kind of like uncaring about other people's feelings, probably like a little bit Sherlockian.
Oh, okay.
I think, I don't know, I'll feel that out. She's very like unformed in my mind.
Right. So like you don't really get along that well with people, but when you are like linked with your ship, then that's like an like real relationship or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. What let's see. Any other things?
I feel like I should have more things to say. I don't really.
That's okay. Okay.
If I think of some more, I'll pipe up.
Okay. And Rich is gone. So Steve, do you want to tell us? Oh, you're muted. You're still muted on the Hangouts.
Yeah, that's when I use Hangouts versus playing all my shooter games. So Valentine the Linker, male, strategic wear, lots of, pockets and, holsters, and he's very geared up.
Yeah, like things that don't weigh you down, utility
Right.
wear.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
nothing not essential,
Yeah.
It's almost like, like a, army pack, except it's, spread out amongst, his trench coat and, a number of other items,
Mm-hmm.
holsters and, pouches. Oblong face, unusual eyes. His eyes are definitely, organic and enhanced, but they're kind of always changing appearance. Whether it goes from like, to a cat eye or to a, normal iris or, big pupil, as his, as he adjusts his view of the world around him.
Mm-hmm.
Chiseled body. I mean, he's definitely, very seasoned and experienced tracking down things and, moving over a variety of terrain. He is Hispanic, so slightly darker skin, black hair whenever he does take off his hood. I took, we don't really need to go into moves, but I did take a couple moves from the Honed.
Okay.
Both Glory and Parkour. He isn't happy unless he's being challenged, either physically or even intellectually. And he always seeks out those type of endeavors.
Okay.
He's certainly not one to sit around. That'd probably be the most miserable thing for him.
Right. Let's see. So I'm just trying to remember what the Glory one was.
Glory is whenever you complete feats below, you generate humanity.
Okay, but you don't have moves to that make use of humanity, do you?
I have no idea.
No. Yeah.
If those aren't part of the basic moves, I'll switch that out for a different one.
Let me just see. Glory. Oh yeah. So you took Glory and you took Parkour?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not too big a deal, but when you generate humanity, then you can spend it depending on other moves that you take. So you could always get humanity, and then later on with increases, like for your improvements, you could take a move that uses humanity. That might be a good use of it. For instance, what is it? Potential, where you can spend the humanity to perform an extraordinary feat of physical aptitude. That might be within your wheelhouse.
Okay.
So yeah, it just depends.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that a little bit more when Rich is going through his.
Sure. Yeah, and what's your demeanor? Are you someone that Rich's character could talk to?
I have emotions and feelings, and I'm not a ball of hate and despair or anything.
Right.
He may or may not find it,
gratifying.
Yeah, and again, I like to keep my eye on the prize. So,
right.
If he's not, if he's concerned about just, or they're concerned about, just, talking, just, learning and discovering, that's not nearly as exciting for me.
Okay, sounds good. And Rich, you want to tell us about your character?
I would be happy to tell you about Moza the Mirror. This is Moza. Moza look is dark skin and generally androgynous, but leaning towards femme. Uses the genderless pronouns of Z and Zer.
Okay.
Wears very loose-fitting pants and shirts, kind of stuff that's very, very free-flowing, almost like the style of kimono. So it's a lot of Durasilk and tech fabric that Z uses, and they're thoughtful and curious. See the expression? Look how thoughtful and somewhat curious. They have a very lean body and probably are ill-suited within this group and their job, which is okay with me.
You'll be the one that brings humanity to the group, right?
Or is drawn down into their deep dark holes.
I guess we'll
Either
see.
one I'm okay with.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll see. Interesting. What was your amended thing again? Was
Yes,
connect
the
with
amended
people?
is a reminder. The proclivity of to better know someone you're close with in order to help them. He's
Sounds
very
like-
curious. He asks lots of questions.
Awesome. Okay.
Z also, just from a move, so you have a like, why the hell is Z on this team? Z has Moza has the voice, so really good at giving commands that are difficult to resist, and the reflection that Moza doesn't talk much about, or the imprint is from an honor bound, and therefore Z has the art of the pursuit. Very good at finding weaknesses and position and discerning the position of individuals, their security, their weaknesses and strengths, and what makes them feel scared. And
Nice.
yeah, so I think they're probably better at their job than they have any right to be.
It's an interesting way of putting it. They're so good and they have any right to be.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so why don't we start with you for obligation questions as well? We'll go in reverse order.
My obligation questions. Okay.
Mhm.
These are pretty cool because all of you have to be like vulnerable and weak. If someone was struggling to know themselves better and you've reflected them in order to help them, you have one obligation on them. And what that means, I take it, Fraser, is that I perceived that you were having trouble with something, and so I kind of imprinted on you and reflected you because I am the mirror playbook.
Exactly.
I kind of single white femaled you for a bit.
Sure, that's one way to put it, I guess.
Who wants to have been struggling openly and have had a little Moza mirror follow you around for a short period of time? Don't make me roll dice, because I'll roll them.
I could see that being Max for sure. I feel like Max struggles a lot with who they are as a person.
What? Oh, I don't see a picture for Max. That's okay.
Oh, I haven't picked one yet.
Oh, okay. Well, there's only like Pinterest, which is like a giant hole of sucking your time, and that's fine. Yeah. So what did Moza learn about Max during their fortnight of maxing and following you around and asking questions?
Oh, good question.
Even walking like you. Changed my wardrobe. I wore those same mirror shades that you left behind. You thought someone stole them. It was me.
So yeah, I did a 180 and went with the apparatus as my imprinted playbook. And the apparatus starts out with like no emotions, right? So maybe it is maybe you did learn that at the base of my identity, I just can't feel emotions for other people.
Oh, that is wonderful.
At the core of my identity.
That is so fortunate. I admire that about you.
That means a lot because I don't admire it myself, so thank you.
Well, that's an emotion. You should hold on to it.
Oh, we're going to have such a beautiful relationship over the course of this game.
All right. The next obligation is if a reflection went so poorly that you required the help of someone else in order to survive, they have one obligation over you, on you. And I don't imagine that I had to reflect another player character. This could be where I was mimicking someone else as part of a job and was in over my head. Who wants to have an obligation over me by saving my bacon? It's soy bacon, don't worry.
Yeah, it's definitely.
No pigs were harmed in my bacon.
I'm fine with either of the remaining two.
Do you have a preference, Alex? Of the two? The other one is if you've already been intimate with someone and divulged something of yourself to them and to no one else, trigger your special with them now and mark one obligation on them.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I'll take the second one.
Okay, that means that you have saved my soy bacon.
Oh, no, sorry, I meant second of the two options.
I apologize because I was going back to look at the names. Yeah, so Valentine saved my bacon, my soy bacon. So let me put that.
Makes sense too. Though you're like the tracker, right?
Right, and I think I knew you were in over your head, so I tracked down where you were and retrieved you before you were made very dead.
And the first thing I said, how fortunate I didn't even call for help. You just knew. And then I owe you big, so you have an obligation over me. Awesome. And then I'm sorry, I know I'm taking forever, so I'll try to be quicker. Yeah, I've been intimate with you, which means it's totally up to you if that was physical intimacy or purely emotional. I'm good either way, as is Moza, but I think that Moza has confided in you that Tao, their original imprint as an honor bound, was nearly suicidal and allowed, oh shoot, what's it called? Is it the architect? What's the one that does the memory manipulation? Fraser, what's that playbook?
Oh, the pneumologist?
Yeah, allowed a pneumologist to routinely strip Tao's memories away from the unpleasant honor bound things that they didn't like.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
I think Alex is laughing is because her previous character was doing the same thing.
It totally
like
makes
Emerald.
sense. Like, why not? And so that triggers my special with you now, and I have one obligation on you. So the special for the mirror is I can ask the player one of the following questions, and they'll answer it honestly. Is there a moment your character thinks of often that they wish they could take back?
Yes. I think it's a memory from good old April days, in which April killed and ate Max's imprint Q. So I killed Max in another life.
Yeah.
And ate?
And ate.
Because
For
well, for
not starve or for just because?
we're in like a life or death scenario, and like Flash was melting away, and Q was a robot, and I was like, I could use the robot parts to make me a robot, and then I could survive.
I see.
And it didn't work, so we both died.
But for context, though, that was when Q was an apparatus, right? And you were the catalyst who can take in and create cybernetic parts onto themselves. So, yeah.
It's less
Okay.
horrific that way.
Sure.
Like, what do you say? It's like, it was kind of cannibalism, but it wasn't gross cannibalism.
Yeah, it was just bits of parts.
machine
of
cannibalism.
blood and flesh. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so Steve, what are
Sure.
your
So
obligation
my
questions?
first one is let me get them on here. I think I copied them wrong. Okay. I was so consumed with tracing a path that I ended up in a life or death situation someone else helped me out of. They have one obligation on me.
I don't know what Rich thinks of this, but I think it would be neatly cyclical if Mirror came after you and like pulled you out of that. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. I like that the idea that Moza appeared as an authority figure of some kind
Okay.
and arrested you. And then as soon as you guys were away from the imminent danger of many, many guns pointed at you, said, "Hey, you're free. That's good. We can go now."
You impersonated someone else.
Yeah, I impersonated some kind of authority security detail that you ran afoul of. Is that cool?
I like that.
Awesome.
Moza futuristically Ocean 11'd you for help, but in a helping way. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, the next one I have. Someone was lost and in peril, and I was the only one able to find them by tracing their path to find them. It was like all my companions have been lost.
I dig if this is Max.
Okay.
Since Max is like the navigator, right? So it totally makes sense that on some kind of mission or something, Max navigated poorly and got lost, kind of thing. You had to come and help me out.
Yeah, were you, lost in one of the, great deserts on Mars?
Yeah, totally. Desert storm came up, unexpected. Couldn't navigate my way out of it.
And the last one, I led someone into danger, resulting in them being harmed when I should have followed. They have one obligation on me. Yeah, there's only one person left.
Well,
I'll
you
take
can
it.
Real?
and you can double up with people too if it need be, but it is better to spread it, obviously.
No, I think it'd be interesting to have led Brill into danger. And they went in and I was just like, oh, this is too hot for me.
Oh, and then abandoned me. Oh, goodness.
I didn't follow as promptly as I should. I definitely say I did not abandon you, but it wasn't very helpful either.
Okay.
Nice.
And that was your last one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Lauren.
Awesome. If you've saved someone from harm in an effort to obtain optimal crew efficiency on a vessel, you have one obligation on them.
Is it Moza again? Because nobody else stepped up, but obviously Moza gets like not fridged, but damseled a bunch.
That makes sense. I could have totally saved Zoe from harm to obtain optimal. I love the way that's phrased as well. Optimal crew efficiency. It's so clinical.
That is well stated. I like that. Good. So 2 of the 3 of you have saved my bacon, soy bacon so far. I love it.
Excellent. If someone helped you fulfill your genetic compulsion when you otherwise wouldn't have been able to, they have one obligation on you. And my my genetic compulsion, for reference, is be unable to reciprocate emotionally with the person, except for your vessel. Oh, only through your vessel.
Well, I mean, Vel fits the bill, right? Like, maybe there was like, I don't know, someone important who you're thinking about, like, I don't know, in some capacity, compromising mission efficiency. And Roll is just like, nah, I'm not gonna let you. Mission first, people second.
Oh, geez. I also think it'd be super sad if like that was through our genetic imprints, because we have that very tenuous connection between Imani. And I care a lot about Imani, and I care a lot about my vessel.
Right. So what are you saying, sorry?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to like tenuously build a connection between like our old selves and this obligation question.
So like maybe you were dwelling, like you were caught up in like essentially you rolled a like 1, right, and took humanity harm, dwelt in the past with like remembering Amani, and then were pulled out of it on a mission.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
At least that's what I thought you were going with. I don't know.
Yeah, that you summed up what I was babbling on about very well.
Okay. So real kind of like shook you out of the humanity harm, basically.
Yeah.
And is that the last one?
Oh, sorry. If you've shared a piece of yourself by way of explaining what space, vast distances, or what traversing an expanse is like through your own unique lens, you have one obligation on them.
I think that's a good one for Valentine.
Yeah, totally.
And what is it like to traverse distances through an engineered body to do so?
Feels pretty great.
Nice.
I think I could definitely relate. Since
no, I think it feels natural. It's like swimming, like in a body of water, and it's really hard to tell, like, where your limbs end and where the expanse begins. And it's like the best feeling ever. It feels so much better than like being trapped in a body and having to emote with people and put up with their problems.
So you just prefer the road.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, and last is Brill then, right? Or Rill. Yeah, Rill.
Yes. There are my obligation questions. Alrighty. So, if someone stopped you from clipping the wrong person with capital letters, they have one obligation on you. The clipping is like killing and erasing any trace they ever existed.
I would like to volunteer for that one. We were both, we were tracking down a person that needed to be removed, clipped. And you went charging into the room and started kicking butt and taking names, and you were about to clip someone, and I was the one who had to rush in and say, no, first you're in the wrong room, and then second, that's not your target.
Nice. All right. Next is, if you have clipped someone for someone else because they asked you to, and you carry that clip with you now still, you have one obligation on them. Also, there's one too many O's in that too, Fraser.
Yeah. Well, I wrote all of these in InDesign, so there'll be quite a few errors, I'm assuming.
Sweet ass.
Perhaps you have. So let me make sure I understand. Are you saying you clipped someone and they still exist but are in your possession?
I think sometimes if I don't roll too good on the clipping people, I can absorb some of their memories accidentally. I think the idea is someone asked me to clip someone and I did it, but I had to take on their memories as a result, whether I wanted to or not.
I would like that, and I have an idea. It's a little recursive, but here we go. Mosa was not the first copy or imprint of Tao, and the other Tao was so suicidal and in pain and imprisoned that Mosa asked you to destroy them for their own benefit, and you get to have that because you didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Did you tell me? Do I know that you have some Tao in you?
I mean, you're just disposable data. Why would I tell you that?
Okay. I'm sure I won't discover it later. And you have an obligation over me, right? As of that?
Yeah.
Because you did the thing for me. Thank you. That poor Tao. Poor Tao.
Is there a last one?
Yeah.
Oh, you're typing, sorry.
I need to get all the detail down while I still remember it. Also, this is reminding me of every Veil game I've played, because that's also a thing me and Lauren did, where I was killing Lauren over and over. Man, everything's coming full cycle.
Oh yeah,
last one.
Yeah, Miami and Asuka. That's right.
That was not in this campaign, though.
No, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
That's the first Veil game I ever played. Okay, last obligation. If you have injured yourself standing in defense of someone else and still carry that scar or wound, you have one obligation on them.
I like if this is Max, because I don't think Max cares too much about other people. So the fact that you would stand in defense of Max is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Yeah.
Were you plugged into a ship or something and piloting it, and someone was about to shoot you or something? You're like, whatever.
Yeah,
and the clipper had to get in the way.
Totally.
Cool.
How did you feel about that, Ril? Oh yeah, go.
It could be a neck wound, and that's what prompted the big spider tattoo.
Oh.
Yeah, I dig that. I'm a big fan of tattooing over scars to sort of reclaim their memory. I've had Lovecraft characters go the same route. How do you feel about that though? Do you resent me? Do you resent Max for the injury?
I don't think it's resent. I think it's on an instinctual level, it was just like, gotta protect Q. And so
Nice.
like the getting injured in defense of Q is like, well, of course, it's like the least I can do. But then
I think I forgot to say. I don't think I ever said thank you.
nice. Yeah, I think Rel's internalizing it as like, you know, this is what I'm expected to do. This is my mission. Why would I get thanked for that?
Good, because it was the mission, so of course I wouldn't thank you for doing your job.
Nice. All this like passive aggressiveness. All right. All right. So, okay, obligation is complete then, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's already been a little bit. So why don't we take a break, and why don't you guys think about? I want to know how this place is both similar to like a futuristic Earth, and how it is quite different. And I'd like one from each of you. And then let's give ourselves a healthy dose. So let's come back at 55. Is that good?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See you in a bit. like above Rich, that these words are slowly appearing. I had to do like a double take. I was looking at the thing and I was like, what? Cool.
If that's too
Okay.
distracting, I can turn off the scrolling.
Oh no, I just thought it was funny because I was like, what?
Hangout Toolbox doesn't work anymore, so damn it, I'm using split cam.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Although I tried it just the other day and it started working for me again, whereas before the last like 2 weeks or so, it didn't. So I don't know.
It hasn't worked for me in a couple weeks now.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, before I forget,
Hmm?
I took out my aesthetic moves and instead put in 2 apparatus moves. And one of them I'm really excited about because it's built for battle. So I feel like it's going to hurt me right in the heart when I have to use my vessel to hurt things.
Yep. Okay, so
Also, I put it in the chat, but I didn't actually say it on camera. I decided to go for the treat people as disposable data instead of the kill whenever you're full of adrenaline.
right, okay.
Just as the option not to kill things every now and then, you know.
And yet you save me, so a little part of you must care deep down.
This is the imprint talking.
Or you didn't have enough disposable data to make it worth it.
That's cynical.
That's my other
Yeah.
superpower.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, so so what do you guys think about this Mars sprawl? How is it as we get like the opening shot of the movie and all that stuff and the camera's sweeping the city? What is like what clues the audience into like they're watching a show that, you know, clearly humanity has settled Mars and everything, and this is what do we see that's like quite similar to Earth or a futuristic Earth that people are like aware of, and what clearly makes it like an alien or foreign environment?
I think we have to go with the color palette primarily. A lot of times when I think of futuristic Earth, it's blues and grays. And if it's a movie, then it's sepia because that's just a thing, and blue tone. This is a lot of red, and maybe there's a dust storm that clears through every once in a while, or the red dust of Mars that reminds us that this is not home.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
some rebreathers and masks. I'm sorry, I stepped on top of somebody, but just some other things that to show that this is toxic. It is something you do not want to be inhaling when a dust storm comes through.
right. Yeah, like
In hoodies, people get to wear hoodies and look all
they get
morose.
to like it's like
Get to wear hoodies and look morose. That's 3/4 of this group is wearing hoodies and masks, right?
For sure. Anyone else have some thoughts?
I have a really random thought.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason this is making me think of like the really old LucasArts game from like 95.
I
But
love that game.
it was so good. And I dug how like and this I'm misremembering, like they had plant life that you could touch, and kind of like you know, when like in the science balls that like I'm like not making any sense. Like plant life that sort of reacts to touch, so it's like you touch it and like glows blue and lights up and stuff. Because I think also that'll be like a cool creepy aesthetic for if we get lost in the dark and it's like all you have is like this bluey glowing blue plant life.
Okay, so is it like trees and foliage and stuff like that, or is it like an algae or something that forms on surfaces?
I like it if it's an algae that forms on surfaces.
Okay.
Yeah, kind
So
of like
like
slightly.
if it's nighttime or whatever in the sprawl, then like just like where these storms have rolled through and there's like residual stuff on it, there's random glowing of this algae stuff. What color is it? Is it also red or?
I kind of like if it contrasts the red, like a kind of tealy color. Yeah.
It was what?
And I feel like a teal kind of
Teal. Okay.
aqua color.
Gotcha.
And I dig if people also like romanticize it a bit, even though it's kind of like a common algae. So you might take a date out to go and like look at the algae on a nice night.
Kind of like those rivers or streams or whatever, where people go out to look at the water when they have the glowing stuff beneath them. I think that's also technology, right? So it's like
totally.
it's like a similar
bioluminescence
but foreign thing, yeah. A luminescence, yeah. Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. Bioluminescence, yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Anyone else?
I think an obvious one would be the gravity on Mars is much lower.
Is it like that in the city as well, or just outside of the city?
That would be interesting. Why would it be more in the city?
Well, maybe
maybe
they have like a dome or something set up over the city that's like it's imperceptible or something to the human eye, but creates this artificial gravity or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a colony there's no reason they wouldn't have one. But I think part of the city is outside of that dome as well. The people who stay in the dome are the people who are from off-world and who haven't acclimated to the change. So obviously, lower gravity, you can jump further. The people who were born and raised here, if they were outside the dome, might be a little bit taller than the rest.
So
there's other change.
Some like expanse belter action.
Exactly.
Cool. Alex, any thoughts?
I like the idea of like, if we've got this dome for acclimatized people, if you're inside the dome, there's like an AR Earth on the outside. So there's like green trees and like deep oceans, and it's like some beautiful paradise you'd find on Earth. But like the moment you step outside of it, it's like flicks back to normal barren red Mars.
And where is this? Sorry.
Also, like it's inside the dome. They like project trees, like on the, the. I can't words like, today. Like a holographic wall that you pass through. So it's like on the dome. If you're looking from the inside of the dome out, you'd see like all these trees. But if you step outside the dome, it's just Mars.
Okay, so they don't even want people to see the outside or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, what if there's in areas that are not really used and will have a beautiful vista at the edges of the dome, there's almost like a polycarbonate brush or like a brandy where they will hollow project out what everything looks like. And I'm sorry, my son's really loud.
He's excited. Yeah, that sounds cool. Let's see. I'm thinking when I was on break, I was looking through a whole bunch of pictures, of course. So in terms of building up and having like a sprawl, this is sort of what I'm thinking in my head, and you guys can tell me if you are thinking the same thing or not. Oh, and I also found just a cool Blade Runner picture that I'll just put in because that's cool. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Except there's like a fog layer, right? Like you were saying, that was like sort of is used as a stratification of class.
Well, it could also be that the filters are only, so good for filtering out the pollutants that mankind just always generally produces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like below the clouds are for like half of the city or whatever the separation is, it looks like below it is sort of like how Taiwan looks now, and then above it is just like nice and clear and stuff like that.
I like the concept.
Alrighty. Is that kind of what we're thinking, Rich, with those pictures? Like building up?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I had a couple notes about what I thought might be different too, is maybe like around this dome is like the smell of like burning ozone or something like that, as it's like disintegrating the dust and stuff like that that's coming up against it, but it doesn't catch everything. And then I also had a similar note about foliage, which we already got, so so that's good. Okay, let's see. But yeah, in terms of like aesthetic and what this city kind of looks like, I'm thinking like the first picture is really neat because it really evokes like the term of like the notion that you would see this kind of street on Earth as well, but then the background and the stuff built up and stuff makes it seem like foreign and like it could be, futuristic and a colony and in space and foreign and all that kind of stuff. So I like that. Why don't we've got 50 minutes. Why don't we start like in media res to get a thing going, and hopefully we can get through it by the end of the session. But I'm thinking that I was trying to think about what you guys might get up to for a living, and I think that maybe people who need to get clipped are like earthers who get downloaded into like illegal sleeves or slacks in this area, and they're like, perhaps they were like exiled for some reason, like they um, are criminals or something like that, and were banned from this sprawl slash colony and stuff like that, and are not to like come back, but have like illegally downloaded into synthetic bodies to like come back and do their crime stuff. And maybe you guys have been sent out to take one such person out. Is that appealing to you?
I like it.
Cool. So I'm thinking is just like an in media res start. It might be cool that perhaps let me find everybody's stuff. Moza, maybe you've already like infiltrated and spotted this group, just like you were kind of talking about before that you've done with obligation questions. Maybe you've like infiltrated this like group of people that are hiding out in criminals or whatever, and the linker needs to get everybody else there after. I think it would be neat if the shepherd needs to do like all of this stuff needs to be timed in such a way that you're taking them out before they know what's going on. So it'd be neat if like the shepherd needs to do like I can't remember what it's called in sci-fi, but it's basically like a low orbit skip jump to like get somewhere really fast. And so maybe like Rich needs to no, that's not us. Rich needs to maybe like, send a signal saying like do it now or whatever the shepherds skip bouncing, and the linker is like getting everybody to this location that Moza has sent, and then the clipper needs to like de-res or clip them, right? That might be neat. So
Sounds like a plan.
I was thinking it might be neat. Moza, do you have an idea of how you would like find these people in terms of like like what about them shows that they are in like a downloaded Slack that is not their own, like in a foreign body or whatever? Or like how do you spot that they are this criminal? Like is there a physical thing that marks these bodies that are made, or yeah, what do you think?
I like the idea of a particular type of marker or barcode.
Oh, like synthetic bodies actually have like cereals or whatever on them or something.
Yeah, does that work?
Oh yeah, totally. I think that's cool. So I bet these guys are hiding like across planet, operating in secrecy, and maybe we'll just abstract all of these processes with your specific moves that you guys do. So maybe the linker finds the place, you infiltrate it, and then Shepard skip bounces to this place to infiltrate it, and we like just go from there. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, so why don't you do your finding move if it seems applicable?
Yes, tracer.
Yeah.
I simulated tracer, something I wish to find. Let's see. So I need to roll it with what I'm feeling, right?
Mm-hmm. And what was it that what was it that they left behind for you to trace them? You think?
I mean, did we actually find one of the deceased Slacks?
Oh, like maybe they just were caught for a second and jumped out of that body to somewhere else or something. Cool. Yeah, I like that visual. Sounds good.
So, this puts us on the hunt, which I'm always happy when I'm on the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to roll with joyful. So I tick it as well to increase the spike value.
Yeah.
Read that rules. Okay. And I roll 10 plus with that. Do we have a roller button? Or is it integrated?
It should say like roll the dice or something like that on your character sheet. Yeah.
Thank you. And that is a healthy 6.
Oh, including your stat bonus and everything?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's see. And so what does it look like to like I'm picturing you in like, how your picture has your like suit that is clearly like you can survive in the elements and get through things, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like to follow this trail? Is it like a data stream in your eyes or something that you're just like sussing out as you're
I do have a projected HUD. And I think it would be interesting for a little bit of that to trickle through the screen, his mask. As I'm tracing the data and the manufacturer of the Slack and the purchase history and just tracing back a number of things, finding out who purchased similar ones and where they're being delivered and stored and
okay, so it's
so a
like,
lot of images.
Okay, so you're like you're finding the location with data first and then traversing there. It's not like a visual data trail or something that you're able to view and are searching through like this Mars desert for. It's like you've already found the location and you're just trying to get there. Is that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, cool. And
In theory, if I didn't fail the roll.
right. So let's see. Oh well, I mean, yeah, we'll figure out what the miss means once we have the larger context of all the pieces on the board, I think. So for Moza, I think that otherwise this wouldn't be happening. So you definitely find the place, and Moza's able to like get in there. And so what is it that you like dress up as, and like how do you integrate into this place? Maybe it's probably like a militia camp that's like a good fair distance from the city, right? Um, and maybe the complication for the linker, I think, is that you find it, but it's a lot more people than what you guys were thinking. Like maybe you guys thought that this was just going to be one Earther who was hopping bodies, but when you set upon it, there's like a lot more people, and that's what elicits this like deep cover operation is needed, right? To like mark all of these targets. So Moza, what is it? How do you infiltrate this militia and mark everybody?
Well, I'm gonna say there's basically a genetic paint marker to allow me to take upon the same look, the same tag that they have, and I mimic as if I'm someone that's been sleeved, but something went wrong in the process, in hopes that will cover any information that I get wrong. And I kind of play myself and walking around and asking a lot of questions, using that in order to be near enough to mark people for their eventual doom.
Cool. Okay. And what moves did you take?
I took command. So I have the voice, which means I can command people.
Oh, cool.
Give them orders that is hard to resist.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have time or solitude with another person or their likeness, I can reflect them in myself. So that's kind of what set it up.
Gotcha.
And Moza also has Art of the Pursuit. Gives them the ability to assimilate information on a target and ask them questions. And last but not least, Absolution. When Moza is intimate with a target, in order to read them, there are questions that they can ask.
Interesting. Okay.
Not perfectly suited for this, but I think that Z can pull it off.
Well, what if the reason why you had to infiltrate this is because they have like some sort of shield up or scrambler or something like that, right? So they can't get there until this thing is down, and then that would give you an opportunity to do the voice on somebody and get them to like turn it down, off, or whatever.
I voiced them up.
Yeah.
And they were just like Captain Phasma. It looked all badass until I gave them one simple command, and they just rolled over like a kitten. Like, okay, that's fine. I got cool silver armor, but that's fine. I'll just do this. Until next movie when I get punked.
Yeah, I had a similar reaction to that.
Such high hopes. She's the Boba Fett of this trilogy.
Yeah. Well, why don't we get you to roll voice, though, and see how it goes?
That sounds lovely. I like to roll dice.
How are you feeling when you were manipulating this person in the militia?
I think that Z is feeling pretty joyful to be working with the team. Very excited. Normal, submit, joyful. And no modifier. Oh, good. That's a 5.
Great. Let's see here.
Where do I mark
First,
XP
make sure
on
you
this?
fail it.
Okay. Here it is.
Manipulation.
Awesome. Joyful, mark to little spike. Yay.
Cool. Okay, so you're maybe maybe what happens is when you're doing this to the person, the reason why it doesn't work is because there's sort of like a sonic boom at the same time, which is like just a freak occurrence with something leaving Atmos, and it was so loud that it like drowned out what you had said at this moment. So we will cut from that scene at the same time that this person, who I think is got like this Minority Report screen up, and they're manipulating it to do all the camp life technology maintenance stuff. They turn around and they say what, and then we'll cut to maybe the skip bounce thing. I think perhaps, yeah. Well, I think it would be interesting to have you on your way, assuming that the shields will be down by the time that you get there. So let's have you make the or well, what moves did you take for your playbook for one? Let's make sure that you get to use yours.
Oh yeah, so I took Aeronaut.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so
I
that's
built
probably the one.
for yeah, and then I also built for battle and interface because I'm leaning super hard into I only understand machines. People
Right.
are strange.
Right. And so Aeronaut, I think, would be the thing that you're doing anyway, right? Attempting to navigate through a space.
Yeah.
So why don't you roll that for me? And what does this like ship look like too, as it's like, skip bouncing off the atmosphere to get to where it's supposed to be getting quite quick.
Oh, dear. Well, I think aesthetically, I kind of dig if the vessel has like bits of gold embellishment, since my eyes are also golden. And much like my Vitruvian face, it's very hard angles and like white marbly chrome kind of like aesthetic.
Cool.
Very, very, very proud ship. And because I kind of dig like as we're doing a skip jump, this ship is in stark contrast to like the space around it, since it is this sort of like a beacon of light.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Probably is quite glowy and flashy, like when initiating the skip jump.
Right. So, how do you feel when you're navigating through this space? I'm assuming you're probably joyful, right? Maybe this is the only time maybe you are joyful, but it sounded like what you were talking about your character before.
Yeah, I am feeling pretty joyful. Like this is my happiest, is when I'm with my ship navigating my space, doing my thing.
Right.
Let me roll. Let's make it a 5 as well. Hang on. Oh, I got a 12. Oh, hang on.
Cool.
11?
And
11.
Steve and Rich, make sure you mark XP for your characters as well. 11, you said? That's pretty good.
Yes.
So what is it that you are asking me?
Let's see. So on a 10 plus, I can ask a follow-up question and take advantage. Cool. I think I will ask. Is there a path through this space that is safe?
Yeah, I think you'll see that. There's like I don't know, what does a safe path through atmosphere look like? Is it like a tunnel or a bubble or something like that? Like how do you feel that the right trajectory is the one that you're choosing now?
Ooh, good question.
Is it just like a feeling, an intuition, or?
Yeah, I think it's like an intuitive feeling. That is very sort of gut instinctual raw, because it's the one time that I feel alive, I guess. So it makes sense if like it's based on like gut emotion.
Okay, so if you were on the wrong path, you'd be feeling sick or something like that.
Yeah, probably quite nauseous. I probably get very space nauseous if we're on the wrong path.
Okay, that's interesting. Sounds good. And then other questions?
Oh, do I get more questions?
Well, you rolled an 11, right?
Oh, I see. Get a follow-up. Yeah, I would also like to know. Is there something here that telegraphs to me that I should be on the lookout for it?
Maybe you like do the skip jump successfully and everything, and what would it be? Maybe it's like another storm, or not a storm, but like a some air or some like dusty Mars stuff, right? Comes through, and the translucent shield that should be down isn't down yet, right? Because you see the wind hit against it and like break apart from it. And then we'll maybe I'd like to skip to Rill, but Rill, are you on the ship already though? Like you're waiting for maybe to make it cool, maybe you've already prepared for something that can get through the shield yourself. Like maybe you can halo jump down with like a some bit of technology that can go through a shield or something.
Yeah, I dig it. I've got flashware, right? Maybe my flashware is the only flashware that can penetrate its like recognition software.
Oh right, yeah, the flashware. I like Rich's face. He's like, oh yeah. Rich knows that I like Halo jump stuff.
I was like, since he's out, I mean, I almost made a Halo jump joke. Halo jump joke. The moment you said dome, there's a dome. I'm like, oh, do I see the parasailers? Like, but yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
you repeat. It's your own game.
Halo jumping in sounds good.
Okay, sounds good. Well, what are your moves though? Maybe we can see if we can tie some fiction into a move that you took.
The two moves I have from Clipper, killing things and killing things good. Hand of Death and Clip. Okay. Don't even get a choice. I also have Thing Speak and Wrench in the Gears.
Okay. Interesting. I kind of like the idea of you being able to like do a weird little talking to the shield in order to like bring it down, like a technological hacking, except it's like a conversation or something like that too.
Nice.
What are you super interested in doing?
Yeah, I like talking to the shield.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and this is in like a legacy role, so bad things happen if they get a 1, right?
Yes. Yeah, that wouldn't be the best. As you're like hurtling to the earth, yeah, not the best. We can also just like abstract it to just a risk roll for you getting through the shield properly as well. So I just want to make sure that if we can get you guys to do cool things from your moves, that we watch out for that and do it. But
yeah, I'm totally down. I was just looking at the feeling wheel.
Oh, okay.
It's about as badass as you can get, so I feel like powerful is a good emotion to roll here.
Right.
About to go kill some data.
Yeah.
That's a 7.
All right. So what do you get 1 question?
2 questions.
2 questions.
I suppose it could kind of make sense fictionally to ask, what do you wish I'd do?
For like asking the shield, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to come up with something cooler than I want to be turned off. maybe it's tech that has been like also stolen from like the sprawl and stuff, right? It just is jerry-rigged to not work. So maybe what it wants you to do is to destroy its like modulator when it's done, or take it back to the sprawl when you're done. Either one. It doesn't want to stay in this configuration because it's shitty.
Nice. Yeah, then I suppose I could ask what's wrong with this and how might I fix it?
Yeah, we'll just take that as the fictional justification for getting through this, however you do. So you tell me.
Okay. Uh-huh. What can I do with 2 guns in the middle of the air?
Well, it could just be your flashwinger that gets you through, right? Like maybe the thing that's wrong with it too is like there isn't a perfect complete sphere too, right? Like maybe what's wrong with it is you find the exact spot in which to punch through.
Nice, I like it. Find the hole in the top of the shield.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you just like, do you have like a little like how do you adjust yourself in the air to get to that exact spot? What do we see on screen? Do you have like little what's it called when the astronauts fire the little air puffs out like that?
Oh, right.
To
Yeah,
adjust
little
yourself.
thrusters, or
Yeah. Imagine like
the suit
doing
could have little like wings on it too, like little
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
webbing.
because we're doing a halo jump. Imagine I've got like the future parachute on my back. Maybe it's like a glowy rectangle, and it can like fire jets at each
Okay.
side to like adjust the rider.
Cool. And then to like absorb the impact, you must have some kind of tech that you've taken for this mission. So is it like, do you take like the thing on your back that we think is the parachute at first, and then you put it in front of yourself so that when you land on it, it like absorbs the impact, sort of like Deus Ex Machina when he falls from high places thing? Or not Machina, Deus Ex,
Revolution?
the game. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's
Cool.
like nice, like random pulse of energy to like cancel out the momentum.
Yeah. Cool. And from there, I think we'll go to Valentine, who's probably with Moza, maybe? Like, are you watching Moza's back in case that plan went south?
Wasn't I finding a way to get them, or did I just relay that over my interface?
I think you and Moza both came together, right? And you found the place to begin with and brought Moza with you. And then Moza went in first to try the stealthy way, right? Like to infiltrate it and Benny Gesserit this dude into doing the thing. But then the unfortunate coincidence of the atmosphere break drowned out the words, and it couldn't be done.
Right, and we're trying to turn off the shield so that Max can get in.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if all else fails, you can always. I assume it has like a generator or something of the like.
Well, I was thinking maybe you're just like if you guys both have HUDs and communications, maybe you see this unfolding, right? Like a live cam stream of Moza trying to do the thing, it doesn't work, and then maybe you're just like around the corner ready to act on this person when they don't do the thing you want.
She obviously shouldn't be there, or Zora obviously shouldn't be there.
About that. Do you mean Moza shouldn't be there, or what?
Correct.
Do you mean? Oh, okay. Harsh. So what are you gonna do? The guy had just turned around and said what, right? And is probably gonna.
I'm gonna have to come through and end him.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So you're gonna neutralize
we
him.
don't want to. We don't want a warning
Mm-hmm.
going up.
Yeah.
And I do have. Let's see. What do I take for gear? That's probably important in this case.
Yeah, you've got that shotgun. That's loud though, right?
Oh no, yeah, I don't. I would prefer not to use the shotgun.
Yeah.
I just forgot. Oh, I have mag blades.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
that sounds nice and quiet.
Yeah, 2 of them. So I'm gonna, I come through and, this is sort of like a, office, or a control center.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably like a yurt or something that's been just like put up,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
just like one dude with like I really like the visual that Rich was talking about with like that thing on the hand where you can just press it against the surface and it becomes the interface. It's probably just some bare bones glass or something like that, but he's put his interface on it and is like working the system and had just turned around. And it's just him in this small command yurt thing.
Yeah, so I will, hurriedly rush into the room past Moza and try and neutralize him with the blades.
Cool. How do you feel?
I think right now I'm going to go actually powerful. And I need to roll dice. Powerful. Since he's unarmed, I am.
Nice.
That's a bunch.
Yeah, that's really good. So yeah, you've got, what is it, 3 hold?
Yep, I generate 3 hold and take no harm in the doing.
Yeah, so just tell me how you take this guy out, pretty much. Can you guys hear
I think
that?
What's
on
that?
my end? On my end, do you hear anything? Yeah.
Like a hum?
Some sort of background hum.
It's like a snowblower guy.
Oh, it's not that bad. How much harm do people have in this system?
Oh, I think doing like 3 harm to this guy would be enough, I think.
I think I'm just a whirling dervish when I come in. Slashing high, slashing low, coming back for a third. And I just carve them up.
Mm-hmm. And do you come in the room just like running past Moza, or do you just do the Matrix, like run up the wall and jump off of it to like land on him and mess him up or whatever, or what?
I do a parkour, so that would seem like it would be within my wheelhouse.
Yeah. This guy just never had a chance, really.
No, he didn't. Not only was he, at least, upon initial assumption, second-class citizen, because, he's just, some hack. Obviously doesn't have the type of enhancements we have, or else he would be, at least a formidable opponent.
Exactly. What a fool. What a fool. Okay, cool. So that's taken out. And Moza, so what do you do? This guy just got messed up in front of you. The shield, as far as you know, needs to be taken down anyway. Well, it would anyway, because otherwise Max wouldn't be able to come through anyway.
Oh, thank you. We still need to get the shield. He's dead. Is there a control device nearby where I can manipulate the shields myself, or is it all virtual?
I think you can just use the thing that he was using.
Okay. I'll pick that off of his body and do the deed.
Cool. So the shield comes down. Max, what are you doing? You see the shield come down?
I think I say something to the effect of like, Thank fucking finally.
Everyone's so already.
Yeah.
It's probably been like 15 seconds or something.
The statement still holds.
Right.
No, yeah.
So
don't know.
so what do you do? Is your what's the most interesting thing to you? Are you going to be like making yourself enter combat, or are you like the extraction for these people, or what's the plan?
I was thinking extraction.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like land near the place or something like that?
Yeah. I think land near the place. Get out easy as that.
Yeah, hypothetically, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think that's risky, especially since when we cut back to Rill, you'll have, I think, just landed on your cool futuristic cushion action thing, and I think a whole bunch of people are startled. How have you marked the targets that need clipping, Moza?
I think that Moza has collected a small database of the markers, so you can drop it into a reticle. It's just a real quick flash memory upgrade, and when you look, you'll see they're kind of highlighted. They're painted, as it were. So Z would need to hand that off. I imagine that Z hands, maybe taps the information or pushes it to the team now that they are within the dome.
Right. Yeah. Now it's down and you can communicate and all that action. Cool. So, Rill, yeah, you land and then like you look at these people who are startled. I think only maybe like 3 or 4 of them are actually armed. The rest are just doing like normal camp life stuff. And then as you get pushed the data, maybe like a couple of them light up as red or something like that, right? So what do you do? And also, what's your mandate for like all these other people that are not explicitly targets?
That is a good question. Well, I mean, they're just data, right? I mean, they're gonna try and kill me, so.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, well, mission first. So I'll start clipping the ones that light up.
The light up ones, yeah. Okay, sounds good. Because I think I imagine you guys as like hyper competent people. So like I think that probably taking people out without casualties is an option usually, right? I'm sure you would defend yourselves against people that are going to attack you, but the targets are the priority. And I'm picturing this is like a pretty quick run in which like you're just like coming in, you're only there for like a minute or two, you take out the targets and the extraction's right there and you're just off, right? So yeah, roll your clip in action.
I think nothing's really changed, so still feeling in control.
Yeah, I should say so. Punching through a tiny hole in a dome and landing on a pleasurable little cushion, and then seeing a bunch of targets light up red.
Yeah, all according to plan. That is a 7.
So that gets you 1.
And then I can just use that hold to kill someone because of Hands of Death.
Well, are you using a weapon or like yeah? What does it look like? Give me the fiction of what that looks like for taking somebody out.
Well, I've got the dual-free electron. This is a really long name. Dual-free electron laser pistol. It doesn't fit in the little box.
What little boxes? What?
Like the name for the gear.
Oh,
I just scroll along the middle.
I didn't know that there was a restriction. Okay. Cool. So what does it look like to take out this fella or woman in the mercenary gear? Let's say that they're just wearing like the typical, like maybe they look like in terms of wear anyway, maybe like Fremenish wear from Dune. So they're all covered in robes from like darkish to light colors. They're wrapped because probably that shield is only so good when, storms hit, and they're shady characters in the fiction anyway, so they want to obscure their what they look like, right? Yeah, so think like desert wear, maybe like diesel punk, stuff like that. So what does it look like to kill the first one?
What was that? Sorry.
What does it look like?
Desert wear.
Oh, from desert. Yeah, they're just like in desert wear. So what does it look like to kill this person?
I think Rel like takes a second after like landing on the backpack, like crack the elbows, arms, shoulders, get ready, and then just like pull out one of the pistols, and, like aim and fire. And I don't think we see like anything in the first instance. We see like all of a sudden like a hole appears in the head of the target, and like an instant later, like there's a tiny explosion. It's like the immense heat created by the pistol comes to life as the head explodes.
Oh, but we also dynamite. Okay, so visually, let's like the camera cuts to inside the yurt. The flap like goes open from a gust of wind or whatever, and you guys see one of the mercs with like a futuristic rifle who like turns around and then his head explodes. What do you guys do?
So I think there's still the clip move to resolve.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Because I used the Hand of Death, right, and I got a 7 to 9. Some of the data I clip makes its way into my neurochip, and I take humanity harm.
Whenever you take humanity harm, the MC can incorporate. No, when you take humanity harm. You don't take humanity.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
When you take humanity harm, I can use that fictional positioning, basically. It's like
I can read, I swear.
Like a negative tag for me, basically. So yeah, their head explodes inside the command yurt. What do each of you want to do?
Is everyone okay? Is anyone hurting?
You guys all can speak to each other now.
You can talk to each other if you want. Sorry, I did not bring down the gate in time.
Well, the target's heading. That guy sure is heading. But
what was that?
Fine,
you were breaking up a little bit.
Thanks for asking.
Oh, okay.
I was worried about that.
All I heard was the thanks for asking.
Same.
Connection on this planet is terrible.
Yeah, it still broke up. Does anyone else answer, Mosa?
Well, I mean, they were dead in an instant, so I shouldn't have felt anything.
I think Mosa's worried about you, not the mercs outside.
I mean, I don't get why, but
I'll take a position by the door and keep an eye out for threats incoming towards Mosa.
Okay. Well,
all right, good.
Poor Mosa. Jeez. How's everybody doing? Whatever.
No one even answers.
I was standing right next,
yeah,
next to him.
on the mission, Mosa. Get it together.
Yeah. Is there anything else Mosa wants to do?
So we just need a GTFO, right? Have we killed
Yeah.
all the targets? Is that something that Real already did?
There's 2. There's 2 left. There was 3. 1 was killed. 2 left. But yeah, whether you guys think of yourselves as just needing to get the extraction or to join in on the assault, up to you.
Real, do you need any assistance taking care of the other 2 targets?
Well, I mean, there's some free pickings here with weapons, so do you want to join in?
Zeke bends down and picks up a weapon and cocks it, and then lead on.
Okay, sweet. So why don't we have you neutralize one of the other targets, and then
Ooh, can I help? Can I help?
Do you want to help do that, or
I want to help.
Yeah, okay, do that.
So you're leaving the actual neutralization to Valentine?
Yeah, are you helping Valentine, or are you both neutralizing?
I'm helping.
Okay, so Valentine is neutralizing, and you're aiding.
Yes, I am aiding. I was just trying to find the aid.
Yep. So Valentine is unlimbered his automatic shotgun. And steps through the tent flap and using the HUD, quickly identifies the targets. And is just going for the ones that are armed, but not the ones that need clipped. So I assume the clipper needs to actually kill them, correct? In order to properly clip them, or
yeah, I think so. I think that makes sense fictionally. So you're just watching their back. Maybe you're doing.
I'm actually. I mean, they're more than one armed person.
So you're
so
just
I'm trying to neutralize the armed threats that aren't.
Sounds good. Okay. And Moza,
aren't the targets that we have to clip.
And Moza is covering you, right?
Correct.
Cool.
I've rolled a 9, so you get a +1 on your roll.
Okay. I am joyful in this instance because it's always fun when there's multiple opponents. Fun for me at least. And you said +1?
Yeah, +1 from Moza. So 10?
And that's a 9 with everything.
Oh, with a +1?
Including
oh, okay.
Including the help. So I'm going to inflict harm and frighten them.
And frighten them? Okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, so what does that look like in the fiction though when you spend that hold? So let's say there's like, I would say after that guy, the guy's head explodes, the camp mobilizes a little bit, right? There's some other people that come out of other command yurts that are armed, and we'll say there's like 2 of them.
Well, and as I basically just, level the shotgun and, traverse it over the crowd, selectively, firing with the automatic shotgun portion of things. Hitting one of the targets, and I think, putting holes in enough other, objects around the camp that it gives those pause that, are coming out
So
to reinforce their brethren.
The frightening thing is that you're essentially like surgical with the thing, right?
Correct.
Cool. Okay. So one of them's outright dead. The other guy, I think, just like throws his weapon down and makes a beeline for it, the opposite direction of you guys. And do you want to try clearing the rest of the targets there, Clipper?
Sounds like music to my ears. Also, I realized I did the clipping wrong last time, but oh well.
Oh, you did?
I didn't read the thing properly.
Oh,
Flip only
okay.
happens when you use a different part of the Hand of Death move, but I got it now.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
So I'm shooting more people, yes?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, you're getting rid of the last 2 targets.
I kind of want to go for Joyful here, because it's almost like a competition with, God, what's the linker's name? Valentine. Like, who can get the highest body count here? Who can do the best job?
The Legolas Gimli thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a 4.
Okay. Let's see, what?
Oh, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
So in the clip move, it says on a miss, you take humanity harm right now. But if you miss on neutralize, you can't take the move that triggers clip. So you can never miss on a clip.
Okay, I'll look at that. Okay. We only have a few minutes left, so I want to abstract this. So I think what the 4 will look like is you manage to take these 2 guys out, but you're hurt pretty badly in the process, right? So take, how much armor do you have? 1?
1.
So take, I think take 3 harm, and you get like nicked or whatever on the armor plating. It'll be like 2 harm marked down from 3 we'll call it like a gut shot, something like that, right? The last guy gives you a little bit of trouble as his head explodes, I guess, right? And then you guys we'll cut the session as you're running for the extraction site. Like the Mars wind blows over you guys, right? After this person's head explodes and you're gripping your side. Yeah, cool. And then next time I'll have something more prepared for what we're doing.
Okay.
So okay, so we'll end here. And do you guys want to do Roses and Thorns or do it next time or a debrief? What is people's thinking?
I mean,
comfortable with.
yeah, I'm comfortable. The Roses and Thorns, I think it might be a little early because we just did character creation and it's a playtest. Unless there's some specific feedback that people have, I just had a few things that we brought up in play and we talked through.
Yeah, maybe wait till after the full session next time.
Sure. Okay. Everyone good with that? Alex, Lauren? Yeah. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop the broadcast then.